Good moment.
Good morning and welcome to our daily contemplation. I'm Juna.
Sabine.
We're from Synergy in Motion, all about living true to you and what makes your heart laugh, living the magic of you. And today we're in day 5 of contemplating the 45th hexagram of the I-Ching through the lens of gene keys and human design, and we really play with that very loosely and pick up a theme. And today's theme is all about affluence. Affluence doesn't necessarily have to mean about money, right? We've gone back to the Latin origin, which is to flow abundantly. Isn't that beautiful? Affluence, the flow, the abundant flow. And as we were talking about living true to you, when you live true to you, what was I going to say?
When you live true to you, like when you commit to living true to you, what you do is you bring all the energies that you have scattered out, being committed to everything else but you. You scatter your energy, and when you commit to living true to you, you bring those energies together, and that will express itself in your life. That affluence is actually unfolding. Life is always affluent, no matter what. Energy always flows, right? There's always an abundance. Look at nature. Doesn't matter how stark a place is, there's usually a plant coming forth. There is this affluence wants to express itself. Life is affluence. But the challenge is when we spread ourselves out and leave all those back doors open, that energy goes in all kinds of direction, and you don't actually recognize the affluence of life in your own life.
So when you make that commitment and that choice to live true to you, your own still voice within as your authority, and not falling for what everybody else says, that's the thread of living true to you that will, it's not coalescing the energy, but it's bringing it together and stopping, it's closing doors to some things and saying yes to everything that's all about living true to you and making your heart laugh. Saying yes to all of that and no thank you to everything that doesn't. And is it a journey? Oh yeah, it's a journey, it's a process, it's a way of being. But there's a fundamental choice to live true to you that will bring in all of the resources. Could be material resources. We often associate affluence with material things, but it can be people and other resources that come to you when you go, yeah, I'm standing for everything that's true for me. That's what I am living for. What is true for me, first and foremost.
And we have been talking about coming together, gathering together, which is also an element of this hexagram. And when you live true to you, the energies that actually serve you and work for you gather together. The people that contribute to you, that have your back, that support you in living to you, will gather together. The resources come together. There is a communion that is unfolding. The other day we talked about synergy. This is moving from synergy into a communion, which is very difficult to talk about in words, because it is that moment that opens up when things come together, and that more unfolds, right? And that more is the affluence, where the stream the stream of energy just suddenly has that momentum that it creates more than the stream itself.
Yeah, the synergy of when more are gathered together. So yeah, so it's a pretty powerful topic of being in relationship, but the key to being in successful relationships is when you are bringing the wholeness, the fullness, the greatness of you to anything that you do, right? So, and that's what you can be responsible for. And so many of us are falling for everything. We're split into parts and pieces, and we've become blasé about our lives. And it really does require, am I going to live true to me, or am I going to give heavy influence to all those voices out there. No, I'm going to live true to me, and that's a choice. And in that choice is a natural commitment, right? And sometimes, do we have to make that choice every day? You bet. And when the uncomfortable comes up, you bet. It could be easy just to slip away or to remove yourself and from your life. But no, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up as me, true to me. What is that? What is that in this moment?
And for me, what also happens with that choice, with that commitment, and again, commitment is not something that you necessarily do with your mind, like I am going to commit now. No, it's by you choosing to choose for you that commitment becomes present and real. And with that, you also start closing all those back doors in case it doesn't work. How many back doors do you have through which that energy that is available to you oozes out, right? It's a little bit here, it's a little bit there, and just in case back there too. And the energy cannot come together in one big momentum, in affluence, right? It goes in trickle. From trickle to affluence, right? So
new word.
Allowing that intimacy with all that is and creating that affluence. And again, affluence is always around, and you can see what you're committed to by what unfolds in your world. If it's like a little bit there, a little bit there, it might all be somewhat lukewarm.
And that's what you're committed to. When you spread it all over, your commitment will show itself that way. The affluence will be in the fluency of trickle. It will be the fluency of lukewarm showing up in your life, right? But when you commit to that living turned on, living full on, true to you, what makes your heart laugh? That's fun. That's joyful.
And commitment is not to the one and only thing other than you and living true to you, right? And that in itself is very diverse. I always struggled with commitment because, for me, it was...
I think most people do.
it had the energy of being committed to, right? It's like, okay, I'm now enjailed to Juna. And that did not feel right at all. But when I have that commitment to living true to you, I automatically also have a commitment to whatever contributes to that. And then that it's easy and it creates that affluence.
Sorry to interrupt. It's in your saying, I think it's equally important what you're saying no to as what you're saying yes to. And when you're not committed, you're saying yes to the things that is a no for you. And that it creates that lukewarm.
You know, it's interesting. I just realized how much this reality takes that energy of commitment as an enslavement. Are you committed to, and will you give yourself up for anything that you commit to? That's not correct. No, you commit to you and commit to who you are so that you can be the best, so that you can be in that collective, the biggest, best contribution that there is.
And that's the dominance when groups and individuals want you to commit to them.
Yes.
That's the dominance. That's how people try to control you. So no wonder we're fearful. We hear the word commitment and we want to run the other way. But when you can commit and eat a softener, more softening way to say it is, do you choose it? Can you choose for you? Choosing for you. If you can't stand the word commitment, do I choose to live true to me? And that in itself is a commitment.
There's actually a real beauty in that commitment that opens up the affluence. But hey, for now, choice works too. Yeah, and with that, the beauty in it is as well that the communion opens up, or like living in communion. Instead of having to do everything yourself, suddenly all the resources flow. And again, it doesn't mean that it is material or monetary affluence. Affluence has so many faces. Often a material affluence comes in as well, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you make $1 million, because that might not be actually true to you. It might be just always having enough, or just just too much almost. And I have lived in times in my life where I didn't have any money, and I still had that sense of affluence. It's yeah, and I have to watch myself I had to watch myself in those times to not tip into the fear, because that fear then stopped that affluence flow. And I stopped taking care of myself, and I stopped, instead of allowing that flow to go and to serve me as well.
Yeah, you can dam the flow. Right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
with your fear.
And actually, it's like the reverse. So when you commit to you, you actually open the door to the flow. And when you don't commit to you, there's all these stopping points. So yeah, play with that today and the rest of your life. choosing to be true to you, and what does that create in your life and with your body.
Let's do that right now. Just take a moment. Big breath. And come home to yourself. Just in this moment. Just choose to live true to you. Choose you. To be who you truly are. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. All of it. The affluence of you. And with that, also open up to the world to contribute to you, to that diverse you. With synergy to communion. Allow that magic of coming together, contributing to each other. Allow it to contribute to you, so that you can be the best contribution to the collective out there, to the world.
And to the world within. And your mind will never understand this, or try if it's trying to figure out, just give your mind some breathing room and go with the energy of it. It's all about the energy of being true to you and choosing from that place of that energy and that desire, rather than from your mind.
And you don't have to push the affluence. It flows. You don't have to push the river. It flows, just like life.
Life comes to us.
Exactly. And we play in the waves.
So thank you for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock at Synergy in Motion. And remember, you are creating a whole new world today.
Bye.
Bye for now.